rare within the commodity environment that we hear a company say, we've got there. Well, that's exactly what Jubilee Platinum's Chief Executive, Leon Kurtzer, has just said to me. So, Leon, you've got there. What do you mean? And you said it with a huge smile on your face as well.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, I mean, I think our shareholders, that have stayed with us for over many years, we've been speaking for how long that we dream of becoming an operational, low-cost platinum company. And then 2008's market crash came, and we had to review, we had to take stock, we had to update our business plan to really focus on cash-generative, low-capital assets. And it's been a struggle. It's been a fight to get those kind of lucrative assets that so many companies dream of having, and we've secured them. Not only have we secured them, we've been able to raise the cash to execute. We're building the first one, and we're commissioning the first of these projects in February next year. And we're commencing with the second one now.
Oh, very, very good. But
yes.
In which territory? I mean, when you were repositioning yourselves,
yes.
did you have to discard some territories in their entirety?
It's not so discarding territory, but rather restructuring and planning. Our main focus initially as Jubilee was to develop a large underground mine in platinum in South Africa. But with the change of the market, with the platinum prices where they were, capital markets changing, we realized quite quickly that those kind of approaches for a smallish company to raise that capital for a project that requires that amount of capital to bring it into cash flow was not realistic. And we had changed the company to rather focus to shallow, at-surface assets who do not require large capitals and can be commissioned into cash flow very quickly, and significant cash flows. Of course, it was a strategy that wasn't unique to us. Many companies saw it, many companies went after it, and we had to outpace them. We had to beat them, we had to make sure that we secure the best of the surface assets available, and we have. We've partnered with companies like Mitsubishi, Sinosteel, very large companies who've elected us as their partner. And those are other projects we now have and are commissioning at the moment.
Okay, so you talk about beating your competitors
yes.
to get these assets. How did you do it? Did you do it legally or via your wit and your guile?
Sure. I mean, what we did is we really went back to what is the core, what is the knowledge we've got that our competitors don't. Jubilee has a very strong processing, engineering background to it. We have a process called Conroast, which is patented and unique to our company. That process we've commercialized. We ran fully profitable operational smelters where this process was developed. So we are the only platinum company that could go to these large entities and not just talk about how one would extract this platinum from these materials, but we could physically demonstrate how. And that really is what outpaced our competitors. They do not have access to that knowledge. They don't have that ability. And that's how we were able to, in the one project, beat 24 competitors to be the chosen company to work with Mitsubishi on this project.
So how key are partnerships to the success of your company in its current state?
Well, it is quite important because what it does do, it's more of a confirmation of your ability. When a company like a Mitsubishi or a company like Sinosteel elects your company as the partner amongst many companies much, much larger than our company, it validates our ability. It confirms our knowledge and our ability to execute these projects. It also confirms that we are the right company to partner with. So what's happened since is more companies approaching us and wanting to discuss similar type projects with them to extract platinum that's already been mined, that's lying on surface but purely needed the process knowledge, how to extract this platinum out of these surface assets.
Okay, well this partner, Mitsubishi, it's not just sponsoring Christmas parties, is it? How is it giving you substantial funding?
No, so it's not a funding partnership, no. What it is they own the entity who owns the minerals. So they would look for the partner who has the ability to, and knowledge to extract the material, to design, construct and commission and own the operations, to on their behalf operate. We as Jubilee own the project, we run it and we fund it by ourselves. At the moment Jubilee is in a position that very few companies are. We have no debt at all. We have cash on the balance sheet and we are funding the first project off our own cash reserves into commissioning.
Okay, so that's a very important distinction to make about the relationship with partnerships. I'm wondering now if this is going to be a blueprint for your business model going forwards in other assets?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Our big delivery for 2016 is to deliver to the market 2 fully operational platinum projects, which means we as Jubilee will be making 40,000 ounces a year, which puts us right up there with the big boys in producing platinum. Of course, the key differential from us, from any other platinum company, is that those ounces are not coming from a mining operation. We'll only be employing 120 people to make what typically 1,600 people will be producing, because it's at surface already. It's an engineering process rather than a mining activity to recover this platinum. That model, partnering with key companies who own the minerals, we are taking forward in discussions with more people, with more larger companies, to do similar projects with them. It also, what it does do is our other asset that is lying in the background, which is a very large exploration project. What it does do, it brings the larger companies closer to us to talk about that asset. It's not just Jubilee and the exploration asset. It's Jubilee that's operational, producing platinum with an exploration asset.
Okay, so you've told me no debt.
No debt.
Cash in the bank, good partnerships, a business model that you're so comfortable about that you're going to move it into different projects.
Yeah.
But you did say to me that your aspirations were to have an underground mine.
Yes.
So surely now is the time where you could reconsider that and you could go underground. You have the money to reupholster perhaps mines that have already had some operational life.
We are, where we are right now is we're realistic on the market as well. We as Jubilee have set a very clear target for 2016. We want to be a company producing 40,000 ounces with significant cash flow being generated. We don't believe at this stage you want to be sinking a deep mine in a market where it is at the moment. That'll require significant capital and significant potential dilution for our shareholders. That is a decision we will take post-2016, when our company reflects in its market capitalization the actual assets it holds and the cash it's generating, to then draw on a partner to come alongside Jubilee to develop our platinum mine for the future.
Okay, final question. We keep talking about the market.
Yes.
That is something you do not have control over.
Yes.
How would you describe the current market conditions, and do you think they will prevail?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it's the same for many, many metals out there. Platinum is slightly unique though. Platinum is in a very strange position. It's got record low prices over the last 10 years. Yet, if you look at the published material out there that's released this week again, the demand for platinum is rising. The supply is falling. So fundamentally, the platinum price should have upward pressure. However, in the short term, platinum price is seen to be sliding down. It's been driven from people cashing in on the ETFs, the derivatives, the investment platinum. That is a short-term scenario. Ultimately, within the short term, platinum prices will reflect fundamentals. You have the large companies cutting back production. You have America, China, India taking up more platinum. So it is a short-lived scenario that we are in at the moment until fundamentals will drive the platinum price. It's also the reason why we've pushed so hard to be operational within the first quarter of next year. So we are with that platinum curve, producing platinum into a rising price.
Leon Coetzer, Chief Executive of Jubilee Platinum, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.
Thank you.